We're good to go. I think. Yeah. Pierce, so what's up, guys? I am reviewing LuxAlgo's Trends with Breaks today. And if you watched the last LuxAlgo video, I think I'm using a new phone, so yeah, there's the camera. If you watched the last LuxAlgo video, you might have enjoyed it. I wasn't feeling too well at the time. I might redo that video. I didn't watch it, but hopefully it helped. Hopefully you saw what it did with spider lines and how well it worked and everything. And so yeah, I had to take a break for about a week, and now we're back. We're good. I working on a lot of different things. So let's get into this review of this indicator here, because I know a lot of people like the LuxAlgo indicators, and I will say I do too. That premium price action one is amazing. I keep forgetting the name. So you have the trend line with breaks, and so what this does is this is going to identify the highs and lows basically, and identify the trend lines for the current price, or the current price action. And so if we go on a higher time frame, let's say like 4 hour, you're going to get more wonky things. And a lot of people say that Bitcoin really runs off of, and mostly like Crown, like Crypto Crown, like he said that most of the time Bitcoin just rides off of wedges, and it just counts off of breaks. What I really don't like about wedges, and this isn't really a valid one here, is you always get like clear breaks of it and it pops back up into it. And so it's like, how do you trade that? Like it's impossible, you know? So it's like, you gotta have multiple strategies to trade this. Sometimes it works out, like here, it worked out really well. This didn't work out. So it's a matter of like configuring it, finding a good time frame, and using it with some other strategy. Like that's going to be the thing you do with this. Here it worked great. It didn't really do anything. It broke there and then just rode the bottom. So, you know, let's check a lower time frame and see. But you can't really trade this. Like, this has been sideways. You need big moves. And Bitcoin has been sideways for a while. Like, that's the biggest move that we've had. We went right back into the same range. Had a break here. What possibly could happen on this is it comes back up, it tests, and then falls down. But what I've noticed with crypto, like trading crypto over the years, it always breaks and then just goes right back up. So that's kind of how I notice crypto trades. Make sure we're good. And so that's what you just got to be careful with, and that's what's hard about it. So looking at this one, this was a good one. If you were in a lower time frame, you had the break here, it had the retest, like I was saying, which could very well occur here. Hopefully it does. I hope the trade works out, but sometimes it gets hairy and it gets weird, and you want to make sure that it does work out. And that's the thing. So like what you would look for generally with a stop loss on that sort of thing would be to probably one of the retail stop losses, which is going to be like the next candle up or so. So when we break back above it, what I really like to look for in trading is whenever we get a break back up and it closes in here. So when this candle closes in 24 minutes and it's back up here and you get a clear one in there, that's going to be a stop. Okay, so that's what I found is the best way to stop out, is to check the clear re-break of that, and sometimes you get juked out. Sometimes it may come up and then it breaks down again. But I don't know. You really need a paper trade and kind of figure out how it does it, how it works, the way it works, and then you'll be able to figure out what's going to happen here. So like here, it closed kind of there, or it looks like it closed on it. So that would be considered like the area that it would bounce. Like it clearly had a break of it, and then we barely moved up. So I wouldn't really trust this too much on Bitcoin. I just don't care. It just doesn't do enough, and you can't trust it. So going over to NASDAQ, if we're going to get it. So like this is going to be more pattern specific. You're going to get more reliable trades, I would say, but you're going to have more like seasoned traders like actually trading this. With Bitcoin, it's a little different. So what did we have here? We had a clear breakup. I don't really know why the indicator didn't say this was a break, but whatever, we'll just ignore that. So you had that clear retest of that trend line, even though this is not really a valid trend line here. It's not really a valid trend line because it has no second point, and you can't consider that a second point. But, you know, technically, like, we had that retest there and a bounce off of it. So if we go a little further back, let's pop that forward a little bit. Go a little further back, we have we have a break here, and it does clearly state that this line broke as well. And I mean, that's great, but you know, how well did that work? You know, if we go on the ultra low time frames, we had a clear break there, but the candle ended down here. So if you wanted to, you know, there's no telling, like, if the B, or you considered and you got the alert, it's down here, and yes, you could have got something out of that. So it does count. Here we had a gap, so we had the market close. Yeah, market close and open here. You can't really trade that unless you're a hedge fund. So that's what you're not able to take advantage of that. You wouldn't really know. You would get it, and it would be here. The goal here, even though there's no secondary hit here, this is mostly just relying, I guess, on this candle here. Sometimes on angles is how these things rely, and it would be a retest here. But I mean, I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't buy that unless I was confident and I had other things leading up to that. And it will probably bounce there. I just don't like that. And that's the reason I like the spider lines, is because they actually give the support and resistance, the real support and resistance. So we had another one here. It's not very good. Let's go ahead and start playing with the settings and see if we can get this thing to change up a bit and get some more accurate type of... Okay, so only show confirm breakouts. There's not much configuration here. So we do have like a slope adjustment. So I guess this would be the average angle that price action generally fits. And what I've seen in futures a lot is this sort of does bounce up and bounce off the fib. So generally your next spot that you get is within this zone here, 618, 707, 786. Okay, and so it looks like it got in the range of the 786, but like, you know, I don't really care for fibs, but you always get that like 70% retracement here. This is always like big price actions, always has these 70% retracements, things like that. So that's something to look for. If you had that sort of slope angle, this pretty much nailed it. It was just a little off. So it's just something to think about. That's not something to, you know, like trade reliably on. I wouldn't do that. So mostly like just looking for breaks of this and getting out. So if we look for failures, there was one here that failed. This one worked out. This one worked out. That one failed. This didn't really do much. I mean, if you held it, yeah, but that failed. That failed. That failed. See, like, that failed. That failed. Like, you know, are you gonna be able to survive those sort of situations there? Like, that failed that much? And is it better to trade the higher time frames where you get the breaks and the retest? Like, that's a beautiful example right there. Break and then a retest of the trend line and then rejection. That's pretty good. That's ideally what I would be looking for to make that trade. Here's another one. Looks like it did test it. It tested it multiple times and then broke. Okay. Beautiful. Excellent. Incorporated in something good. Be amazing. So let's go ahead and let's look at this on Bitcoin a little bit more, because we were just checking out the NASDAQ. Wish this music was just a little better. Okay. So we had this move up here. We never actually broke that. It kind of glitched out on that. So we're not gonna really look at that. Let's we have 2 hour on Bitcoin, breaks there, it didn't work out. Break there, it didn't work out. So maybe find a better time frame that might fit the agenda. That's not so good. What I found is like 30-minute is generally more of the more common trader trades on the 30-minute, and they would be plotting things like this, and that didn't, none of those worked out. 20-minute, so you got 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute. More of a NASDAQ futures is what generally these are mostly proficient on. 45-minute looks a little better. So looks like we had the breaks there, and we had good breaks. Like these have been good trades. So I would count on the 45-minute on Bitcoin currently. Maybe not that. Yeah, I mean, I would rely on the 45-minute over any of them. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at this incorporated with spider lines on the 45-minute. So what do we get here? And this isn't the main spider line chart. This just has a couple examples. So let's do this. And then copy the indicator. Paste it in. Let's go to 1 hour. Or let's do that 45-minute one. All right, so we had clear break. You have the spider lines up here. Bam, look at that rejection. Okay, so that would be like where you take profit. So you have the break here, you take profit there. And then break here, take profit here on the non-logarithmic spider lines. Same thing as well that the damn, this music's killing me. Okay, so we had that like beautiful rejection of the spider line right there. We had the break here, and then, you know, had that touch of the spider line there. You could have gotten out of the trade, or let's check the other one. Could have gotten it out on the main spider lines. So that's pretty good. I mean, this is like a strategy to fiddle in the middle with. So like you have the break, comes down to the spider line here. It's where you take profit. You get the next break here, comes up to the spider line, you take profit. Yes, you could have got that, but why not actually make every trade instead of losing? Break there, bounces off the spider line. Yeah, it's pretty good. When you incorporate the spider lines with this, it does work. So I will say that, you know, I am impressed, and this is a very simple indicator. Like, I know it doesn't have like a whole lot of code. That's good. But, I mean, it's very well made. So what I've noticed from LuxAlgo lately is their indicators are fantastic, well made, and beautiful. And the premium indicators, the ones that they, you know, when you buy LuxAlgo, those are freaking awesome. So maybe sometime soon I'll review the main LuxAlgo indicator, but as of right now I don't really use it. I do need to play with it more and try to figure it out. But this one is a free indicator, and it's good, works good. It would be good to have a simple strategy with it, such as spider lines. And I do, on my ideas, give away all my spider lines. Like, I do show you guys where I have them plotted and everything. If you are interested in learning how to draw these and learning how I do this, and it works for pretty much almost any chart, I do have a course. You can check it down in my description below the video. Check out my YouTube too, and totally see everything. But yeah, I really enjoy using this. We had that beautiful break here. We had that spider line test, and we had the break. So that's pretty good. I don't know on the lower time frames if that would have really been catchable. Yeah, you see, like, this is a big burst move here. So it's not really, that wasn't really a trade that we could have caught, because that was a huge, quick, fast-paced move. At the break here, you know, there's plenty of trades, and so do we have any like setups coming up? No, not really. It didn't really work out on that. 45-minute. Let's cycle the lines. Not really. Bundling up the spider line with the trend line here is something that you could do. You do have the spot for the spider line here, and then you have the trend line. When we go back, we haven't touched the spider line in a while. We did get already a bounce here, so I wouldn't really trust that area. That's what I'm worried about on it. But we'll just have to see. Bitcoin is so sideways, it's hard to trade right now. And it's hard to gauge. And we did call that. So yeah, I hope this guy, this guide helps you guys figure out ways to trade better and to plan an effective strategy. I know it's very hard when you're a new trader to figure this stuff out and to figure out how to, you know, really find something effective, because everyone tells you that they have something that works really well, and it's very difficult. You know, there's a lot of things that used to work well 20 years ago, 10 years ago, and they don't work the same now. So it's a matter of protecting yourself and finding something that works for the way you trade. So that's one of the biggest things that I found is, like, people trade differently. Some people like the way moving averages work and their brain gets it. And I mean, I absolutely hate them. I've found that trend lines are the best thing for me. So you got spider lines, you got trend lines, you got many different ways of support and resistance that work absolutely phenomenal with me. So it's just the way I trade. And you check out my YouTube channel. I did a live trade today that was a couple hours. And sometimes I do pull up this LuxAlgo Trendlines, and I do check it. It doesn't really work with the way I trade very often, but I will say that if you could make an effective strategy combining a couple indicators with this. So I hope this helped you guys. Like I said, subscribe to my YouTube. I do other videos. I live trade every day on NASDAQ futures. I think today I posted a video. Hey, how's it going? I posted a video on, I think I did like it was very quick trades today. So worked out well, made quite a bit of money. But yeah, that being said, it's a very quick little video. This indicator works really well. I like it. If you can find an effective strategy with it, go ahead. It's pretty beautiful. Alrighty. Take care, everyone.